Prime Minister Skerritt renews his commitment to leading the country and to increase Labour's mandate at the next election. A regional development consultant says the issue of term limits for politicians rests with the electorate. And DOMLEC optimistic its challenge of an IRC tariff review will be resolved this year. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details after this. First up, Prime Minister Skerritt says attempts by the opposition to systematically undermine the CBI program is part of the DOMLEC's strategy to downplay the impact of the progress taking place in the country. Mr. Skerritt told a national rally in Portsmouth on the weekend, while the opposition continues to attempt to impede progress ahead of the 2019 general election, he is more determined than ever to deliver for the people of Dominica.
Skerritt is fit, my brothers and sisters, and Skerritt is determined to accomplish more in his fourth term of office than we did in the third, the second, or even the first term. We said after Erica, we would build back better, and that is the mission that I've embarked upon and which I intend to accomplish. My ministers can tell you that I am pushing them harder now than ever before. We work 6 days a week and sometimes even 7, because as far as I am concerned, with the damage wrought by Tropical Storm Erica, our donkey was in the well.
In response to the opposition's calls for his resignation, Mr. Skerritt said the electorate has repeatedly and overwhelmingly chosen Labour over UWP at the polls.
Lennox Linton and Roosevelt Skerritt offered themselves as prime ministerial candidates in the last general elections. And Roosevelt Skerritt emerged victorious with an overwhelming mandate for the people of Dominica. Let there be no doubt in anyone's mind that with God's blessings, Roosevelt Skerritt shall remain at the forefront of the cause, ladies and gentlemen. I shall remain at the forefront of the cause right up to the next general election, ladies and gentlemen, and through the next general elections, and for a period immediately thereafter, ladies and gentlemen. I am not in politics for fame or fortune. I am in politics to create a better way of life for my people. And nobody, and I mean nobody, ladies and gentlemen, is going to get in my way to help you, the people of this country.
The Prime Minister says he remains committed to meeting the people's needs.
They say Skerritt must go. I ask, go where? Go where? Skerritt must go where, ladies and gentlemen? Go and leave the new national hospital undone. Go before the public support program is properly in place and functioning. Go with just one aspect of the proposed national health insurance scheme in effect. No way, ladies and gentlemen, no way. Why would I go and leave hundreds of families still without a secure roof over their heads?
Mr. Skerritt says far from leaving office, he intends on recapturing the 3 seats his party lost at the last election.
I am determined as the leader of the Dominican Labour Party to recapture those 3 seats we lost last election, ladies and gentlemen. I am determined to win back the 3 seats we lost last election, and we will take 1 or more seats, ladies and gentlemen, at the next general election. That is what we're going to do. And rest assured, the 15 seats we now have in Parliament, no man, woman can touch those seats, ladies and gentlemen.
Meantime, keynote speaker at Sunday's national rally in Portsmouth, Justice Herbert Volney, delivered a passionate speech defending the Citizenship by Investment program and the Labour administration generally. Here are some highlights from his address.
Dominicans must start to appreciate what they have. And you have Roosevelt Skerritt. And don't mind the man from Marigot, he ain't going nowhere. And anybody who comes and looks to bad talk Dominica, you have to consider them as enemy of the state, enemy of the people, enemy of Dominica. When they come to Dominica, look for them and sort them out, because they are giving Dominica a bad name. They do not work here, they do not pay taxes, and they don't know the development that has taken in Dominica.
Mr. Volney says the CBI program is for the progress of Dominica.
This Citizen by Investment program is for the progress of Dominica, and you want it to stay. And all those so-called Dominicans who have left and they're in Washington, D.C., in lawyer office, Atlanta, New York, Miami, all of them in America. Let them come back to Dominica. Let them come and work here. And there's one thing I promise the youths to say tonight. Don't mind I was a judge. I will say it. Prime Minister, legalize it. Legalize it. Jamaica, legalize it. Let Dominica legalize it. Thank you. Let me hear you. Legalize it.
In other news now, the decision to support or reject term limits for political leaders lies with the electorate. That's the view of Regional Development Consultant Verrier Morillon. He is not of the view that legislation may be particularly necessary in limiting the term of office of politicians. Since political independence, the late Dame Eugenia Charles of the Freedom Party spent the most time in political office, close to 15 years.
Having been around for a while, I found that Jamaica and Barbados, some decades ago, had, without even setting the limits, it just naturally happened that they changed political parties every 10 years. And that people seem to be happy with that. So what happens there is that, because what people claim is in a lot of our Caribbean politics, patronage is a normal thing. People almost see that as normal. You know, some people complain about it, but basically what happens is that when one party is in, you know, half of the population seem to get their things done. And then when the other party is in, another half get their things done. So the 10 years and 10 years make sure that everybody, you know, nobody gets to grumble for too long. Because apparently after 10 years, you know, the people who haven't been getting start grumbling.
He also believes strong and independent institutions are needed.
I would wish that we would do it naturally, you know, but to legislate it, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that if you legislate it, you know, it will work. I'm reluctant to say legislate, you know, limited terms in that kind of a way. Yeah. The key thing is the will of the people, to respect the will of the people, and have some institutions that are removed from the popular pressure.
And DOMLEC's General Manager, Bertilia McKenzie, says she expects a legal matter between the Electricity Company and the Independent Regulatory Commission, IRC, to be settled this year. Idona John Baptist reports.
DOMLEC has challenged the IRC over its tariff review, a matter which has been lingering since 2015. The IRC is the body which establishes the rules to allow for proper regulation of electricity supply on island, and therefore is responsible for reviewing DOMLEC's tariff-making mechanism. DOMLEC's management has been dissatisfied with the IRC's final decision on its weighted average cost of capital. IRC has proposed a 40% debt and 60% equity for DOMLEC for the tariff period 2015 to 2017. DOMLEC, on the other hand, is requesting a 33.1% debt and 66.9% equity. It's been 7 years since DOMLEC's rates were last reviewed. DOMLEC's General Manager Bertilia Mackenzie addressed the matter in a recent interview with Channel 5 News.
It is still before the courts, and we're just expecting the matter to come up for hearing, and then because we are waiting for it to be resolved, because we can't file for any tariff until this is resolved. But we expect it to be resolved, this year. Well, I expect it to at least be resolved this year.
Mackenzie says the relationship with IRC and DOMLEC is still cordial.
We would have preferred that we not be in court, but it's just, because currently, we have an excellent relationship with the IRC. We are, it's not as if we're not, because we discuss other matters with them all the time and so on, and we have a very cordial relationship with the IRC. And so it's not as if that we are, at loggerheads with each other in other areas. It is that with regards to the tariff, we were of the view that the method by which it was used to derive the tariff, we didn't think that the method was appropriate, and this is where it has to do with methodology. It doesn't have to do with the tariff percentage itself. It has to do with the methodology utilized.
You're watching Channel 5 News. Coming up Wednesday, expected to be an historic day for Lupus, the Lupus Foundation here. We'll have more when we return. Thank you for staying with us. No word yet on who will replace Julius Corbett as the general manager of the Aid Bank. Channel 5 News contacted the chairman of the bank's board, Martin Charles, who, while saying he was not supposed to discuss the bank's internal affairs on the media, said that the position was advertised and at the appropriate time it will be filled. Meantime, Corbett told Channel 5 News the bank is well positioned. However, he said its corporate governance needs to be reviewed.
I think the fundamentals are there for success. There are certain areas I probably would change if I had to. As you know, the top or the tone of an organization starts from the top. And I think if I had to do anything, but I can't do that, is to review the bank's corporate governance. I think we have to look at very seriously how decisions are made and who make those decisions. That's important. I've noticed somewhat a laissez-faire attitude taking place in the bank, which was not happening and is happening right now. These are major concerns to me. But by and large, I think we are positioned to do well. The profitability is up. The liquidity is up. We've been able to reduce our costs. Our long-term debt has decreased. So I think we are on the right track. I must stop right now and say I must give a lot of commendation to the Prime Minister, who has been very instrumental in ensuring that the bank is liquid.
The bank continues to address challenges with delinquency and non-performing loans.
The portfolio is something that was a concern to me. It improved, and we're beginning to see some deterioration as a result of I would not want to say sluggish economy, but I think people are just waiting and seeing and holding back on whatever funds they have available right now. People are very concerned about how to spend. People become very cash flow oriented these days. I think one of the bank's major challenge right now is to improve the quality of the loan portfolio. It was at one time acceptable, now it's unacceptable. Borrowers have this lackadaisical, this laissez-faire attitude towards debt service. They're still of the belief that this bank is their government and ought not be paid.
Corbett says he'd advise his successor to pay attention to loan administration.
Because we are not a commercial bank, we borrow to lend. And we're in a unique situation in that we are a high risk, low return type of organization. And when you do not service your debt, it impedes the cash flow. And then it makes our borrowing costs a lot more expensive. It makes it extremely more difficult to manage. So the bank would have to be very concerned about the asset quality and the project monitoring. We have to go up there and make sure that the funds are being used for purpose intended. It's at loan administration. I think we have to place a little more focus on that. These are the areas I think, but by and large, I think debt service is critical, particularly in the productive sector.
Let's move on to health now. Wednesday is gearing up to be an historic day for the Lupus Foundation of Dominica. Andrea Louis has more.
10th May is celebrated as World Lupus Day, and to this end, the government of Dominica will make a significant move to show support for those afflicted with the disease.
On the 10th, which is celebrated internationally as World Lupus Day, we will be having the signing of the proclamation. So this is part of an initiative in which governments all over the world join with their local lupus organizations to recognize lupus as a significant public health issue. So on that day, our government will sign a proclamation, declaring May 10 as World Lupus Day in Dominica. And this is quite significant because this is our greatest move towards national awareness.
Lupus is a chronic autoimmune disease in which the body's immune system becomes hyperactive and attacks normal healthy tissue, resulting in symptoms such as inflammation, swelling, and damage to joints, skin, and organs. President of the Lupus Foundation says in its 4-year existence, there has been greater awareness of the disease among Dominicans.
More people have come to know lupus and what lupus is, and how it affects the family and the population on a whole in Dominica. The awareness also, you get more people coming out. Somebody will meet me on the road and they said, are you the young lady with lupus? Can I talk to you? This is my symptoms. This is what I'm going through. What should I do? How can you help me to help myself? So these have been our greatest impact in Dominica.
Unfortunately, the number of Dominicans affected by lupus is unknown due to insufficient research and people either not being diagnosed or being misdiagnosed. Thomas pointed out that despite increased awareness of the disease, the medical expenses associated with patient care is the main obstacle facing those affected with lupus.
The medicines varies from every patient by far. What I might take will work for me, might not work for her. So, and they are cheap ones, they are expensive ones, and most of us are on the more expensive end of the bracket. The other challenges is trying to get our rheumatologists into Dominica. That's why we have been, more on the lupus specialist side, to make it much cheaper for us in reaching our goal to be healthier.
Awareness walks, outreach programs, and basketball matches are among the activities scheduled for Lupus Awareness Month observed in May. The theme for the month is Lupus Knows No Boundaries. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
And a STEM workshop for primary school teachers is on the cards as efforts continue at improving students' performance in math and science. The Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics STEM workshop will be held in collaboration with regional partners.
At the end of this month, Dominica, in collaboration with the Caribbean Science Foundation, will be hosting a regional science, technology, engineering and mathematics, better known as STEM, workshop for primary school teachers. We are happy for this partnership as it provides us with another opportunity for development in that area.
Fontaine spoke at the prize-giving ceremony for the ministry's numeracy week and made note of the steady increase in mathematics performance at both the primary and secondary school level as a result of various interventions by the Ministry of Education.
The Ministry of Education and indeed the government of Dominica is of the firm view that improving numeracy levels within the education system must be part of a national strategy to equip students to live satisfying and rewarding lives and to participate as active and informed citizens in our society. As a result of various interventions, we have seen steady increases in mathematics performance at both primary and secondary level. We will continue our efforts to ensure that the upward trend is maintained.
Meantime, Berean Christian Academy won the lower primary division with a project titled Pizza Fractions, while Maho Primary won at the upper primary school level with their project Snakes and Algebra. The lower secondary prize went to the Dominica Grammar School with the project Math Zoo, and St. Martin's Secondary School's Melt Board game won the upper secondary school category. That's news. Your sports highlights next with Kenny Williams.
First up, West Indies will have an unchanged squad headed into the third test match against Pakistan at Windsor Park beginning on Wednesday. Recently, the West Indies beat Pakistan by 106 runs to level the series 1-all. West Indies will be hoping for a repeat of their last match result or better when they play the visiting side. More on that in a subsequent sportscast. Meantime, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt encouraged the Dominicans to support the West Indies versus Pakistan test this week.
We have cricket on Wednesday. And West Indies wasn't doing too well, but they bounced back and won the second test. So the deciding test is in Dominica. And we have to go out and support the West Indies. So I want the stadium to be as packed as it should for the 5 days of cricket.
Sports continues with football because New India Goodwill Runners continued to have a good season with 11 points following the end of the first round of the DFA DOMLEC Women's League on the weekend.
Defending champions New India Goodwill Runners end round one in first place with 11 points in the DFA DOMLEC Women's League. They defeated Dive Dominica Harlem United 2-1 on Saturday at the Stock Farm Complex. Veteran player Cassandra Del Sol scored in the first half for the early advantage. Naima Africa got the equalizer for Harlem to send the game locked at 1-all at the interval. Romelsia Phillip converted from the penalty spot in the second half to seal victory for her team. Romelsia Phillip was voted player of the match. In the other match on Sunday, West Coast Jaguars failed to show up for their match against Maosoka Strikettes at the Stock Farm Complex.
In basketball, there were wins for 767 Sports and Detroit Blazers won in action from the 2017 Flow DABA League on the weekend. In Game 1, we had 767 Sports scoring 54 against Paybush Snipers 46 in the Under-17 category. Deltine Eugene scored a game high of 26 for 767 Sports, while Dante Peters supported with 15. In a losing effort for Snipers, we had Theo Doverin with 15 points, Jamal Grell and Sharam Felicity 9 points each. In Game 2, Blazers won, beat EHL's crossover 86-59. Top scorers for Blazers were Thomas Felix, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 6 steals, Nathan John Jules, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and Lester Langley, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Kelsey Guy got 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 steals for crossover, while McCrae Edwards chipped in with 15 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and Lendell Mayers 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. For more cricket, Najiko General Somerset Sports Club defeated Penville Gladiators by 44 runs in the Fort Young Hotel DCA Intermediate League on Sunday. Batting first, Somerset scored 132 all out. Roy Marshall top scored with 52, while Ajay Roy and Michael Moses added 14 each. Clement Marcelet took 3 for 25 for Gladiators. Set 133 for victory, Penville had wickets falling at regular intervals to finally be bowled out for 88. Jesse Marcelet contributed 26, F80 and 15, and Lester Luis 14. Roy Marshall bagged 3 for 19 and Bradley Baham 4 for 25. Next up, President of the Dominica Table Tennis Association, Edgar Berridge, says plans are in the pipeline to form an elite squad from the Grand Prix competitions here. Dominica is expected to have teams in the under 11 and 13 categories participating in a table tennis competition in Jamaica this August.
And what the Dominica Table Tennis Association is geared on doing is look at this talent, sift them out. So in May, after the May Grand Prix, bring this talent out and then give them some real intense training, get them ready for match play, and get them ready to face some younger players outside there who are even, let me say, not more talented, but maybe better players in that sense, because they have been exposed to standard of table tennis, good coaching and all those things. And our kids, they have not been exposed to this. I mean, come next month, they're going to be exposed to about two and a half months of vigorous table tennis training. I mean, and then we're going to get the best out of them, and I know there's a lot in them that can come out.
Sports continues with this item, where local sporting talent could get an opportunity for further publicity, complements an initiative by the Prevost Cinema. Sports Block was established earlier this month in an effort to give local athletes and sporting organizations their deserved recognition.
This is going to be a place where any sporting organization can come and promote sports. And since at Adsmall we do design and marketing, we do advertising, this will be the place for them to come in and advertise. The need for more marketing and promotion of our local sporting activities, our local sportsmen and women, is what motivated the Adsmall team to establish the Sports Block at the Prevost Cinema.
Finally, we can tell you that Martian copped first place in the final of the Kubuliche-Bissau 300 Domino League recently. Martian finished on top with 88 does. Riders closely trailed on 81 does to finish second, while Yes got third on 71. First place got $2,000 and second $1,000. Third was awarded $500. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Join us next time.
To end the news, the headlines again. Prime Minister Skerritt renews his commitment to leading the country and to increase Labour's mandate at the next election. A regional development consultant says the issue of term limits for politicians rests with the electorate. And DOMLEC optimistic its challenge of an IRC tariff review will be resolved this year. Feel free to contact us at news@mapping2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on YouTube. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morrison. To our viewers around the world, thank you for watching.